So today we're going to be using the fluorescent line from Dharma. They don't make a fluorescent blue, but bright aqua goes well with this. So it's fluorescent fuchsia, safety orange, fluorescent lemon, radioactive, bright aqua, and purple pop for all 3 skeins. So into our pot, we're going to put about a half a teaspoon of citric acid. Roll that up. Now we're just going to lay the skein in. I'm going to take a clean, dry, gloved hand, pick up a tiny pinch, and just put a small amount in. This is the low immersion method. The rules of color theory apply, so you want to put them in order. And here comes the yellow. A little bit of green. Bright aqua. Dharma doesn't make a fluorescent blue. As a matter of fact, no one makes a fluorescent blue. And then the hot purple. I don't prefer this method because you get more blotching than you do clean speckles. But in the interests of science, we're going to do one of everything I know of. So as you can see, you don't have a really tight, crisp speckle. It's more of a blotch. Method 2, we have a very barely damp skein laid out. We're going to mist it with vinegar or citric acid water first. And we go into our dye and we pick up a little bit of the pink. And less is more. You want to do a very small amount because these will grow when you heat set it. So if you put too much on, you're going to get a big blurry mess. Now we're going to mist it again just to fix these in place and turn the skein over. Now that we're on the back side, I typically do pink, orange, yellow on one side, green, blue, purple on the other. That way we can get all the colors in there without brownout. Now we're going to mist the back side and give you a little close-up. Super important to take a clean paper towel and wipe up any excess dye, powder, or residue because when you wrap it up and steam it, you will end up with big blotches. Now we're just going to wrap it up jelly roll style. One here, one here. Wrap like so. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. Ooh. You can see all these beautiful, soft little speckles. We're going to steam this for 15 minutes on each side. Now we're going to test a new to me method that calls for citric acid in near boiling water to be mixed with urea. Let's see how that dissolves. Well, fairly soon. And black dye. I like True Black from Dharma. Okay. Now we're just going to use a little tiny funnel here. Get some of this mixture in. There we go. Now we're going to test misting this over the skein. Interesting. I gotta say, those are some incredibly fine speckles. They're so fine you almost don't see them. And the final way to speckle dye, and this is certainly the most involved way, is to have a dedicated salt shaker for each color. You use a coffee grinder to grind these citric acid crystals into a fine powder. Put dye and powder in each of these and then shake them on. So we'll see if this is worth the insane amount of time. Obviously, never use this for any purpose again except dyeing. I have my respirator on because, whoo, that's powdery. So now we've got the powdered citric acid mixed with the powdered dye, and we'll see if doing it this way is worth the 45 minutes it takes to set it up. So we'll just tap some out. Okay. So let's get a close-up of how this works. Actually kind of surprised. And we're just going to wrap this up, steam it for about a half an hour. So those are the 4 ways that I know to use speckles. I'm not going to say which one's better or not because it's all subjective and it totally depends on what kind of outcome you want. So I hope that the time invested was worthwhile to you. If you try any of these techniques, tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see it. I'm at Frost Yarn. This video was funded in its entirety by the people at Patreon. So if you want to see what that's all about, go to patreon.com/frostyarn. And 2018 will bring more of these videos. I hope to see you there. Bye.